You are 29 years old. You're sitting in a rented apartment with a floor plan that feels like a cage. On your desk is a spreadsheet, not for a boss, but for your children. Children who don't exist yet. You just moved your first $10,000 into a trust. It feels like nothing. It feels like a drop of water in a desert of debt. But as you stare at the confirmation screen, you realize you've just committed the most radical act possible in a consumer economy. You've decided that your time belongs to someone you'll never meet. 10 years have passed. You no longer look at the price of the menu. You look at the structure of the restaurant. You've crossed the $5 million mark. This is the most dangerous level. This is where most people stop. They buy the Italian car, the house with the 5 empty bedrooms, the watch that screams for attention. But you don't. You buy land. You buy private credit. You buy back your own Mondays. You realize the first rule of legacy. Wealth is what you don't see. It's the silence of a paid-off life. You start attending different types of dinners. You're not talking about sports anymore. You're talking about basis points and succession. You realize your friends are still thinking in months. You've started thinking in decades. The numbers have become abstract now. You don't have 50 million. You command it. At this level, you've moved from the player to the owner of the stadium. You've established the family office. You have a chief investment officer whose only job is to ensure the fire you started never goes out. You're no longer managing money. You're managing people who manage money. You're sitting in a boardroom in Zurich. You're not there to buy a company. You're there to ensure your family's name is on the deed of the building the company sits in. The second rule of legacy. Income is for the living. Assets are for the unborn. You look at your children. They've never known a world where no was a financial constraint. That is your greatest achievement and your greatest fear. You are 65. You don't carry a wallet. You don't have a LinkedIn profile. You exist in the white space of the global economy. Your family's trust is a sovereign entity. You've moved from protecting wealth to protecting culture. You spend your mornings with historians and architects, not brokers. You're building a library. You're funding a wing at a museum. You're not doing it for the tax deduction, though the lawyers handle that. You're doing it because at this level, your name is a brand that must survive for a century. The third rule, money is the fuel. Values are the engine. If the money outlives the values, the dynasty ends in 3 generations. You spend more time teaching your grandkids how to think than how to spend. You realize that the machine you built at 29 has become a living thing. The room is quiet. 44th floor, glass and silence. You are 88. You look out at the city you helped build, through the companies you owned, through the foundations you funded. You realize the final geometry. You aren't a person anymore. You are a lineage. The money will move on without you. The trusts will execute. The board will vote. The machine you started with that first $10,000 is now an unstoppable force of nature. You think back to that 29-year-old in the rented apartment. He thought this was about a better car. He didn't know he was building a cathedral that would house his great-grandchildren. You close your eyes. The market opens in 4 minutes. Somewhere, a 23-year-old analyst is opening a terminal for the first time. He thinks he's working for a salary. He doesn't know yet that he's working for you. If you are that person at the desk, if you've decided that your time belongs to the future, you've already taken the first step. This is old money legacy. Welcome to the machine.